Span the lead runner. Hudson behind at second. Hardy is at first. Twins have the bases loaded with one out. Payoff pitch, and here it is, and a looping line drive into shallow center field. Rios coming on will make the catch. And the runners are forced to hold as Rios throws the ball in, and a double play. Orlando Hudson thought it was going to drop in, and he is going to be doubled off. I think it went to Beckham, didn't it? Pretty sure it did.
Nerko to the second base.
Nerko, the first baseman. A double play as Hudson thought the ball was going to drop in. Danks works out of a jam. The Twins had the bases loaded with nobody out. They failed to score. No runs, 3 hits, and 2 men are left on. At the end of a half inning of play, the Twins nothing, and the Sox are coming to bat. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Pierre will lead off for the White Sox. Boy, the Twins losing out on a golden opportunity, and they do not score in the top half of the first inning. First pitch is strike to Pierre, the second of ball, and it's 1-1. Pierre coming over from the Los Angeles Dodgers in a trade, swings and hits a foul down the first baseline, played by Justin Morneau, but in foul territory. And the count will be 1-2 to Juan Pierre. He's playing in left field tonight. Yesterday, he was the DH for the Sox in the game against the Indians. And he'll also play some in center field. Juan Pierre, left-handed hitter, swings very defensively and fouls it back to the netting. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Twins have Morneau at first, Hudson at second, it's Short, Hardy at third, Harris in the outfield, and left, Elman Young in center, Denard Span, and in right is Michael Kadire. Here's the 2-strike delivery and a fly ball to left center field. Well hit, but in the park. And here's Denard Span drifting to his right to make the catch. Pierre is the opening out against Francisco Lariano, the Twins pitcher tonight. Joe Butera behind the plate, making his major league debut, and working with 26-year-old left-hander Francisco Lariano, 0-3 against the Sox.
You know, John, Pierre over here, he's supposed to provide some of that offense and base running abilities here, and he needs to get on base a little bit. He goes out here working on some bunting and stuff, but you remember Mickey Rivers? Did you see him much play?
Yeah.
Does Pierre look like him and kind of play with like him a little bit?
Probably not as flashy, but he certainly has a lot of athletic ability like Mickey Rivers had. And that's one thing the Sox are trying to do this year, Danny. Be more athletic, not be as home run minded as they've been in the past.
Yes.
Here's a high pop-up on the foul ground. Down the first baseline comes Justin Morneau to make the catch. And that'll be out number 2, and now Carlos Quentin will bat. But before, you know, the Sox were always the big home run leaders in the American League. But now they're hoping that they can go from first to third on base hits to the outfield, score on doubles from first base.
And they're trying to do a little more hit and running and things like that, John. They're trying to incorporate. Came in here, read some of the newspapers. They're saying, we want to play more like the Twins brand of baseball. Well, the Twins now, their brand of baseball is hitting the ball out of the ballpark. A couple of years ago, it was the White Sox that led the league in home runs, and you can't rely on that every day.
And here's Lariano now to Carlos Quentin, and a big swing and a miss by Quentin, and a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down, nobody on, no score. Brennan Arco, Greg Walker, the hitting coach for the White Sox, said, we want to be more athletic this year. We may not hit as many home runs. He said we'd like to see if we can score from first base in a double.
Well, first of all, to be more athletic, you have to have the athletic player. You just can't have a Paul Konerko and say, okay, now we're going to have Paul Konerko be more athletic. That is not going to happen.
Lariano misses wide and drops down in the count now at 3-1 to Quentin.
Omar Vizquel brought in, John. Great player, was with Texas last year, kind of grooming a young shortstop, playing third base here, his first action here, but he is what he is, and if anything, he's definitely on the backside of a nice career.
Well, a 5-pitch walk as Lariano misses wide to Quentin, and now Paul Konerko will bat. Well, one of the things that the Sox are certainly going to miss, in the last 4 years, Jim Thome and also Jermaine Dye averaged 186 runs batted in. And neither one of those guys are here. Told me, of course, for the Twins, and Jermaine Dye is back home in Arizona waiting to get a better offer than what he has received so far. I don't know if he's going to get it.
Yeah, John, and I think that they're trying to make that up. They're hoping that Alex Rios makes up for the off year he had last year. He is a pretty good player. That's an athletic player right there.
Here's Konerko, and he'll take a pitch inside corner for a strike. And no balls in one strike.
But bringing in Andrew Jones, Omar Vizquel, you just made your club a lot older and a lot slower.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen. So when you say you want to be a more athletic, that has to be a misquote.
Pitches now in there for a strike at 0-2. Well, one thing about Andrew Jones, Danny, he's 32 years old. I mean, he is not, 37, 38, and he shed 25 pounds over the wintertime. And at one time, of course, Andrew Jones was a premier player in the game for the Atlanta Braves.
He was in all of baseball.
Yes.
Premier.
Check swing, and Konerko goes around and a slider down and in. 3-pitch strikeout for Francisco Liriano. Konerko did not like the call from home plate umpire Chris Guccione, but the Sox are out in the first. At the end of one, no score. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Season at Target Field. Whether it's an employee outing to entertain clients or celebrate with family and friends, choose the ultimate fan experience. Call 612-375-7454 for more information. Another foul by Brendan, and still the count of no balls and 2 strikes. 2-away, nobody on. Twins batting in the second, no score, and the pitch going in, and it's 1-2. John Danks last year, 13-11. His overall career mark is 31-33. And he pitches wide, 2 balls and 2 strikes now to count to Brendan Harris. Has a brother, Jordan Banks, who's an outfielder in the Sox system and is playing at AAA this year. His little tap towards short. Ramirez charges in, fields on the run, and throws in plenty of time to get Brendan Harris. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for John Danks on 3 ground ball outs. The end of an inning and a half. No score, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. He's a free agent. And the pitch inside and low. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Andrew Jones. Alex Rios and Omar Vizquel to follow. In spring training, 6 games, 5 starts. 2-0, 20 innings, 19 hits. Pitched to an ERA of 2.70. And a walk on a pitch that was low and away. And the second walk given up by Liriano. And a leadoff walk to Andrew Jones. Liriano last pitched in a game Sunday at the Twins minor league complex. Well, the Twins minor league teams opened their seasons last night. Only the Beloit Snappers won 2-0. Fort Myers, they lost their game to Bradenton 18-3. And the Rochester Red Wings are beaten by Pawtucket. Pawtucket scored, I think, 12 runs against Anthony Swarzak and a host of other pitchers for the Red Wings. New Britain lost their game 5-4. Here's ball 1 to Alex Rios. And a pitch. Swing and a foul to the mitt of Drew Butera. And a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Rios, who came over from the Toronto Blue Jays last year and struggled mightily, trying to regain his confidence. And a pitch. It's low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Many people feel this is a very talented baseball player, but he has struggled of late, especially since coming over to the White Sox. Greg Walker, the hitting coach of the White Sox, went down to Miami this winter to have a little clinic with Rios. Did he go around on a check swing? Yes, says first base umpire Jerry Crawford. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talking with Greg, he said they went over to University of Miami and did some hitting in the cage there. In 3 days, Greg just tried to help Rios regain his confidence. Swings and it's a pop-up. Let's see if it's playable for Butera. Or Morneau. It's going to be Morneau, and right in front of the Twins dugout, he makes the catch. And that'll retire Alex Rios. That's out number 1 for the White Sox here in the bottom of the second inning, and Omar Vizquel will bat.
John, he can work with them all he wants. Yeah. It looks like, though, he's got his hands down at his hips, and last time I saw a guy start from that position was Eric Davis. And, you have a tough time to get your hands up in a load position. There's too many moving parts that way. So, just give him 40 at-bats, maybe see if make some adjustments, because that's what this game is all about, is making some adjustments.
Well, here's the veteran Vizquel, another free agent signed by the White Sox in the offseason. Vizquel last year played with the Texas Rangers and, of course, for many years with the Cleveland Indians. And the pitch to Vizquel, it is a strike. Gutierrez comes up out of his stance and bluffs the throw to first, but base runner Jones gets back without drawing a throw.
I think he would have thrown the ball, but he was so quick in coming out of that position, he made contact with the home plate umpire, and that kind of threw his timing off on that pickoff play.
Omar Vizquel, he's making his first start and first appearance of the season. And the pitch, it's low and in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Vizquel wearing number 11. He always had worn number, 13. And Ozzie Guillen wears that number, so wearing number 11.
And Hall of Famer Louis Aparicio had been number 11. They unretired his number. Vizquel, who has won 11 gold gloves at shortstop, as did Aparicio, is now wearing number 11, and I would imagine as soon as Vizquel leaves the White Sox organization, they'll retire that number again.
We were talking about Andrew Jones, John, and what years he had with Atlanta. He led the league one year with 128 RBIs and 51 home runs.
Yeah.
And he dominated from 98 to around 2006, and then when we went to the Dodgers, just dropped off.
There goes the runner. Vizquel trying to advance him to third on a hit and run, and he fouls it away. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now to Omar Vizquel, with Alexi Ramirez waiting to hit next.
Well, if Ozzie Guillen wants to, move some runners around, he's got one of the better guys in Omar Vizquel that handles the bat. But it's tough to put a hit and run on when you've got a guy like Francisco Liriano, who's really not consistent in the strike zone. You're hoping that you hit and run off a guy that consistently throws the ball over the plate.
Swinging a ground ball to third, knocked down by Harris, throws to second out, relay to first, not in time. Could have possibly been a double play ball, but Brendan dropped the ball, picked it up in a hurry, and gets the lead runner Jones at second base. That'll be out number 2. Vizquel is now at first with 2 away, and Alexi Ramirez will bat.
A tough play there by Brendan Harris. Had some good top spin on it. He did the right thing. He went down on one knee, and he went to the backhand play. And when it hit that dirt, came off the grass, it picked up speed. It had that top spin, and he did a good play. And just knocking it down, it landed right at his feet. Didn't panic, and went to second base.
Crosstown rival, the Chicago Cubs, playing at Cincinnati tonight. The Cubs will have their home opener Monday here at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Carlos Silva, former Twin on the hill for the Cubs, and they're leading Cincinnati 3-1. Here's Ramirez with a swing and a miss and a breaking pitch, and strike 1 to the Sox shortstop. Playing in his 4th game. He's 1 for 11 to start. Shows bunt, takes the pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Game 2 of this series tomorrow. It's an afternoon game tomorrow, starting at 12 noon. And it will be Scott Baker against Freddie Garcia. Sunday afternoon in the series wrap-up, Nick Blackburn against Mark Burley. There goes the runner, and they've got him picked off. And the throw from Morneau to Hudson, and the tag. That'll retire Vizquel. He is going to be on a caught steal. 1-3-4. And it's not a caught steal, it's a pickoff. And that'll retire the Sox here in the second inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And at the end of 2, no score. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Gutierrez at his first major league at bat. And he looks at a strike from John Danks. Then a high pitch, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the Continental Around the Diamond contest. And Kimberly Chick is our contestant. Buchanan to be followed by the top of the order. And a pitch down low and in. And 2 balls and 1 strike. Drew Buchanan last year played with Rochester. Swings and fouls back. And it's 2-2 now. The count to Buchanan. Yeah, a nice spring for the Twins. Nathan Clubb is the backup catcher to Joe Mauer. Mauer is sitting this one out. And here is the pitch. Strike 3 call. The fastball on the inside corner. And Buchanan is down on the called third strike by home plate umpire Chris Guccione. 1 away. Strikeout number 2 in the game for John Danks. There's Denard Span who opened the game with a base hit. Orlando Hudson and J.J. Hardy followed with hits. Since the bases loaded with nobody out. Morneau struck out. And Kadire hit a little pop-up in the shallow center. The catch was made by Rios. Orlando Hudson thought it was going to fall in and was running toward third, and he was doubled off his second. Twins threat in the first over in a hurry. This Span with a little tap to short, charging in Ramirez. He's got it on to first. That was an 0-1 delivery. Boy, Danks is really settling down now as he retires the first 2 batters here in the third inning. Buchanan a called third strike. Span a little tap to the shortstop. Since that double play, Danks has retired 5 in a row. Hudson bats. He singled to center in his first AB. And the Danks pitch. The strike is in. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, 1, and the delivery is down low and in. And 1 ball and 1 strike. No, Drew Buchanan, his first major league at bat. Taking a called third strike. There are still just 8 players in the history of the Twins franchise who have hit a home run in their first major league at bat. Last to do it was Andre David in 1984. Danks working now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Orlando Hudson, the batter. Here's the 1-2 delivery and a swing and a miss and an off-speed delivery. Good pitch. Danks gets 3 up, 3 down for the second inning in a row. Twins are out in the third at the end of 2.5. No score, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. Leadoff batter for the White Sox is going to be Alexi Ramirez at the plate when the pickoff occurred, and Vizquel was out on the rundown for the third out in the second inning. Ramirez swings and misses on the first offering and then takes the ball, and it's 1-1. He's the number 8 hitter in the order for Ozzie Guillen of the Chicago White Sox. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Ramirez. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tigers had their home opener today, and they won, beating Cleveland. Mets have their home opener tonight, and they are playing a night game at City Stadium. Boy, that's a surprise. City Park. You'd think that they would open in the daytime, but that wasn't the case. Swinging a foul by Ramirez, and it is 2 strikes, 1 ball, and 2 strikes to Ramirez. Donnie Lucy is on deck. And here is the Lariano pitch and a little tap down the first baseline. Ramirez runs well. And Lariano slips and falls as he tried to field the ball. And reaching at first base will be Alexi Ramirez, and he'll be credited with a base hit. I think they would have gotten him had Lariano been able to make the play. But in this case here, falling down and not being able to make a throw, Ramirez will reach with the infield single. First hit of the game for the Sox.
They're running full boat, John, and then all of a sudden trying to put the brakes on. It's like getting that ice there. Just gave out from underneath him, and he went down and kicked it a little bit, and he's going to get credit with an infield base hit. Reminds me of my first at bat against Mario Soto with the Giants. Soto was with the Cincinnati Reds. I tried to bunt out in front of home plate, did the same thing, came, slipped, fell down, kicked it, got on an air. I said, okay, I'm going to get my first stolen base. Got my lead, Soto picked me off.
Now here is Donnie Lucy, L-U-C-Y. He's batting for the Sox in the number 9 spot. He swings and fouls. And it'll be a count of 1 strike to Lucy, the catcher. Ramon Castro is the backup catcher to A.J. Brzezinski, but Castro's on the shelf right now and on the disabled list. And Lucy filling in until Castro gets healthy. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to the number 9 hitter. He swings and drives a base hit into right center field. Ramirez runs well. He'll reach third. And the Sox have something cooking here with runners at first and third and nobody out to start the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
I believe that was his first big league hit. And they're asking for the ball. He's going to get a little nugget to go home and put on his trophy case. Congratulations, kid.
Well, Donnie Lucy
went to Stanford, John, so I know Kyle Hammer's going to be excited about that.
Well, you know, I have to say something. In the book, it says that he played 8 games with the Sox in 2007 and had 3 hits. So they did throw the ball, to the Sox dugout. Maybe it was his first big league hit of 2010.
I don't think so, John.
Well, I'm looking at the book.
We've seen a few mistakes.
Yeah, you're right. We have with the White Sox. Yeah. Here is the top of the order in Juan Pierre, and the first pitch to him is a ball. The second is fouled back and out of play, and it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Juan Pierre, who in his first at bat was out on the fly ball to left center field. What do the notes say?
It says here that he played 8 games with the White Sox in 2007.
It's a double play ball hit to second, and they turn it. Hudson to Hardy. Hardy on to Morneau. The run scores, and the White Sox have a 1-0 lead. There's no run batted in, of course. Ramirez scores, and the Twins turn their 3rd double play of the year. 4-6-3.
Said he played 8 games with the White Sox in 2007. He went 3 for 15. Had a dislocated kneecap in 2008.
Number 2 hitter, Gordon Beckham bats. Sox are leading 1-0 as they pick up a run on the double play ball. Ramirez scoring easily from 3rd base. Now Beckham bats, swings and misses on a 1-0 delivery. And it'll be a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Striking first, the White Sox, and leading 1-0. Here is the pitch, and it's down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Carlos Quentin would be next. Sox in the 3rd and leading 1-0. 2 down and nobody on. And the pitch. It's a strike. I believe a ball. It was a ball. 3-1. The home plate umpire Guccione, he has a habit of taking his right arm and on a ball pitch, showing it to the pitcher. And the pitcher's down low for a walk on 5 pitches. That's the 3rd walk given up by Lariano. That's a bit alarming, I'm sure, to Rick Anderson. Hey, here's what's brewing on this date in Twins history. Brought to you by Grain Belt Premium. April 9th, 2000. Ron Coomer was in the park here tonight. Jock Jones and Matthew Lecoy hit back-to-back homers in the 6th inning against the Royals. Then Carlos Beltran, Jermaine Dye, and Mike Sweeney repeated the feat in the 8th inning. First time both teams hit 3 consecutive home runs in the same game. Twins won it 13-7. Grain Belt Premium. Enjoy 1 at the ballpark today. Grain Belt Premium. Quentin bats, and the first pitch to Carlos Quentin misses, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Make that pitch a strike, I'm sorry. and 0-1. Lariano has walked 3 and given up just 1 hit. And the pitch down low, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike, 1-1. 2-1 on. Sox have a run in and have the lead at 1-0. Here's the set by Lariano and the pitch. Line drive, base hit, right field. We'll watch Beckham. He might try to go to third. Kadire could have it. Nope. Kadire just relays it back into the infield. And Beckham reaches third base. Third base coach Jeff Cox holding him up at third. And the Sox are still posing a threat here in the third inning as they pick up their first legitimate hit of the game. Solid single to right field by Carlos Quentin.
Well, John, I think what Rick Anderson might be really alarmed about is, the 3 walks, but just 1 strikeout, and that was kind of on a controversial check swing by Konerko. Lariano has been dominating in spring training, and everybody thought that he'd be real fresh, staying down there in Florida to get one little last tune-up and then come into town and be ready to go and just not have that dominating stuff tonight.
He's been kind of recklessly wild. I mean, he hasn't really had real good command of any of his pitches.
Well, I'm watching him right now, and something's not right because he's kind of shaking his arm out. He's lifting it up over his head like, you'd try to stretch it out a little bit more, and he, just kind of nervously twitching with that left arm. So might be a little problem with his pitching arm.
There's a pitch to Konerko, and a strike is in on the inside corner. A fastball just caught the corner, and it's 0-1. Konerko is that lone strikeout victim back in the first inning on a check swing. He didn't think he went around, but first base umpire Jerry Crawford, the crew chief, made the call that he did. Here's Lariano's pitch. Inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, I like to skip a game out, and I think it's going to come down to late in the ball game, and I think Tomei's going to come off the bench and hit the game-winning home run.
That's a good script. I like it. I like it a lot. Wouldn't that be something? 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Lariano to Konerko on the pitch. Line shot to short. Gloved by Hardy, and he flips to Orlando Hudson for the out at second base. Quentin is retired on the fielder's choice, and Lariano works out of the jam, leaving 2 runners on here in the bottom half of the third inning. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left, and now at the end of 3. 1-0 Chicago. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Your select Heartland Chevy dealers. See your Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyDealOnline.com. Top of the 4th, Twins trail 1-0 for the play-by-play. Here's Dazzle.
Thank you, John, and good evening, everybody. 1 ball, no strikes as Hardy bats. Next pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 to Hardy. He had a single his first time up, batting in that 3 slot. A little 4-game hitting streak by Hardy. And Danks right back. He's retired the last 8 Twins batters in a row. And he's ahead of Hardy here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield, outfield straight away. Hardy got good pull power. There's a line drive, 1 hop by the shortstop. Comes up off the ground, and a strong throw to retire J.J. Hardy. There's the defensive play of the game so far. That was a line drive. Linia kind of went to his left 1 step and then went down and caught it on the short hop. Had plenty of time to retire Hardy. So 9 in a row that Danks has retired, and Danks working at a very, very fast pace. And the batter's going to be Justin Morneau. He went down swinging. And swings at the first pitch and fouls it right underneath us. Hey, each time a Twins pitcher breaks an opposing player's bat this season, Minnesota State Parks and Trails will plant 100 trees in one of the 73 Minnesota State Parks and Recreation areas. And Danks delivers just outside and low. Evens it up 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey, for more on this program, just visit statepark.com/MN. Infield pull position, and the pitch on the outside corner, not called. I was curious why an infield would play a guy to pull and then pitch him away. The scale way off the line at third base. Here's the pitch. Fouled into the dugout of the White Sox. Ozzie Guillen Had to duck to get out of the way. There's the old ugly finder.
Yeah.
Got you, Ozzie. Well, Ozzie very animated, and boy, he can handle the press, can he? Pitch just outside and low. Run the count full 3-2. One out here in the top of the fourth. Twins trail 1-0. Kadire due up next, and Danks delivers. A little broken bat flare into shallow left field. Pierre coming on, he's going to dive for it, won't come up with it. Kicks away from him briefly, and he quickly gets back on it and gets it back into the infield. Just a little broken bat flare. Pierre came in diving for it. So, fourth hit for the Twins tonight. And Kadire steps to the plate. Looking at some of the numbers for the pitching staff of the Chicago White Sox, and a lot of people feel that their success is going to be based on their pitchers. Get Garcia going tomorrow, but they've got Burley, and he is dominating. He's one of the premier pitchers in all of baseball. There's the right-hander. Kadire gets in the batter's box. And the pitch swung on it, popped up, shallow center field. Coming on is Rios, and he'll put it away for the second out, so Kadire jumped on the first pitch. But Freddie Garcia is going to go, and he'll face Scott Baker, and then they've got Burley, Peavy, and Gavin Floyd, and then, of course, Danks. And they feel that they're going to go as far as their starters. But looking at some of their numbers by their pitching staff, they're the only pitching staff in the American League so far that has not given up a home run. Pitch outside and low to Kubel. Jason Kubel, now 1 for 10. Does have 1 RBI. And the White Sox pitching staff facing a hitting team of the Minnesota Twins that lead the league in home runs with 9. So the combination right there looks for a good matchup, and we've got that so far. White Sox got one in the bottom of the third inning. There's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Thanks. Throwing BBs up there, 2 balls and 1 strike to Jason Kubel with 2 down. Kubel with a slide open stance. Runner Morneau at first base. Danks checks the runner and delivers. Swung on a miss, chased the ball up in the zone. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Danks can get it up there, and that's pretty much it. A little tailing fastball, but he'll elevate that pitch, and it looks so good, and hitters chase it. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Check swing on a pitch inside, almost hit him. So Konerko now probably play behind the base runner Morneau. And Justin will be off and running. Three balls and 2 strikes as Danks looks in, sets at the belt, and delivers. Swung on and popped up left side, well into the seats. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Back in the box. Here's the payoff pitch as Justin off and running. Pitch way in the dirt, kicks away from Lucy, the catcher. But Morneau advanced to second base. Kubel at first with a walk. First walk issued by Danks. And now Delman Young will step to the plate. Delman Young, big pinch hit in last night's ball game. Had a pinch hit home run, jumped all over the first pitch he saw. Delman Young, 2 home runs. He's driven in 6. Off to a good start. So the tying run and Morneau at second base. Twins out hitting the White Sox 4-3. Danks delivers. Down and in, a little off-speed pitch. So Danks had retired 9 in a row and gave up a little broken bat to Morneau. got Kadire to swing at the first pitch and popped him up. And then on a 3-2 pitch, walked Jason Kubel. Pitch to Young. Inside, crowding him, pushed him off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Hitter's count right here. See if Delman Young can get something he can turn around on. Fouled off right side. Good cut by Young.
It's an interesting quote on the Sox day. It said that pitching will make them a contender, but lack of hitting will keep them out of the playoffs.
Well, I think 2 things. If they get the good pitching, they better have some good defense.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they have what it takes for a defensive club. Ground ball of the shortstop. He'll underhand flip to Beckham at second base to retire Jason Kubel. Twins get 1 hit. They lead 2. 3.5 complete here at U.S. Cellular Field. The White Sox lead early. 1-0. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Andrew Jones leads off for the Chicago White Sox, and he swings at the first pitch and lifts it out into right center field. Michael Kadire is going to draw it over and put it away. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Jones 12 home runs shy of 400, and he ranks 52nd all time with 388. He's 1 more home run to tie Johnny Bench. But in his heyday, he was quite good as Rio steps to the plate, pitch low and away by Liriano. Rios earlier tonight popped up in foul territory to Justin Morneau. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Line drive center field. Denard Span coming on, and he'll track it down. Nice running catch by Denard Span. Thought that ball had a chance to get down. So 3 pitches, and we have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nice running catch by Denard Span. One thing about Span, he seems to get very good jumps on any of the balls, and he runs good routes. Vizquel steps to the plate. It's time for some chop talk. This season, the real battle is in the backyard. It's man versus grill. It's vital to have miracle meat like pork on your side, so check out the hundreds of great recipes at theotherwhitemeat.com. Vizquel takes a pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Vizquel just 0 for 1, and Liriano right back. There's a good off-speed pitch for a strike. So Vizquel in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Liriano right back, swung on and missed. Boy, abused Vizquel with that pitch right there. Nasty slider. And Liriano picks up his first strikeout here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 up and 3 down, 4 in the books. White Sox lead 1-0. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Cellular Field got us a ball game. It's 1-0 White Sox. First of a 3-game series as Danks been pretty good so far. There's a little tapper. First pitch swinging is Brendan Harris. Omar Vizquel will field it and soft toss it across the diamond is Brendan Harris. Boy, very many good quality at bats here. And then Liriano, what did you say? You had a 4-pitch 4th inning, and here the first pitch to retire.
6 pitches.
6 pitch. Yeah. I'm sorry. And then right here, first pitch Harris. And now Butera gets a chance to get his first big league hit. Went down looking to lead off the 3rd inning. So Danks waiting for Butera to get ready, and now he finally finishes with his practice swings, and Danks delivers, and it's down and in.
We were talking a bit earlier about pitching is going to help the Sox be a contender, but hitting will keep them out of the playoffs. And you know, last year they were 12th in the American League in runs scored. And you mentioned one thing, Danny. They're not a real good fielding team.
They are not. I think they're slow.
Yeah.
Tap foul at home plate. Pierre in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. They got Pierre in left field. He's been around for a long time, John. He's adequate in that he can run. Well below average in arm. Well below. And then you've got Rios, who's probably the best outfielder out there, pitch inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quinton in right field, they're trying to hide him. And, you know, he's just a guy that can, you know, if you hit it right to him, he can pat his glove and and catch it. But if he has to run, no chance. Swung on and missed. So Butera, welcome to the big leagues. 2 punch-outs so far tonight. And now we'll go to the top of the order for Denard Span. And that kind of, John, takes us into the U.S. Bank email of the game. And this is from Jeff James. And it says, how do you think the the left-handed Minnesota Twins hitters are going to do against the Central Division pitchers? What about the Tigers, White Sox, Royals, and Indians? Do they have a lot of left-handed starters? And the answer is probably no.
Of the 20 starters of the other 4 teams, there are 4 left-handed pitchers.
And
I would not classify only 1, maybe 2, as really being a threat to the Twins' left-handed hitting lineup.
One of them pitching tonight, line drive left field, and Pierre's going to back up, let it bounce in front of him, and he'll play it into a single. So Danks hooking out in left field. His left fielder didn't make that play, but it's a base hit. Second hit for Denard Span. Denard started this game 0 for his last 10, and now 2 for 3 tonight. And Hudson will bat.
But Burley and Danks,
they're pretty good.
Yes,
I know Burley. Burley's a number one.
Yep.
And Danks is a guy that is a solid number 3 guy. And I don't think he'd ever be a number one on a championship club, but he's definitely a solid number 3. Could be a number 2. They got Denard Span picked off. Oh, and the shortstop catching the ball dropped at Ramirez. And that's going to allow Denard Span to advance back to first base. We talking about defense?
Yeah.
How routine is that, John?
Very routine.
We said Danks had 6 pickoffs, his second in the American League last year. They had Denard Span picked off. He threw a soft toss to Konerko at first. He got some separation from the base runner, threw a strike to Ramirez, the shortstop, going toward second base, and he just flat out dropped it.
Left side of the infield for the Sox last year, Danny, made 54 errors. And they've got to shore that up if they're going to be a contender.
Well, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that. They moved Beckham over to second base, who played third base last year. They shift Fields out of here, and they got Vizquel going to play a little bit of sparingly around the infield.
They got Tian at third, and they got Ramirez at short. And that is not,
Well, Tian couldn't play third base for Kansas City, a last place club. I like Tian, though. I think that Tian is he's a solid utility player, but to come over and say you're our third baseman, there's no improvement there. Span still at first with 2 down. The pitch to Hudson is up and away. They're going to charge Ramirez with an error on that, as they had Denard picked off.
Do you think Dontrell Willis is a threat to our left-handed hitting?
I think he could be.
All right.
When he's on. He's one of those guys that he's either on or he's off. Good lead by Denard, and the pitch to Hudson popped up right field. And there's the ball that the right fielder Quinton can catch. He hardly had to move, and he waits for it and puts it away. Twins get 1 hit, 1 error in the inning, 1 runner left, 4.5 complete. And the White Sox are leading 1-0. You're listening to Twins Baseball. You to go for the safe play every day. If it smells like rotten eggs, scramble out of the door and then call 800-895-2999 from a safe distance away. XL Energy, responsible by nature. Ramirez, the shortstop, leads off, swings at the pitch and pops it up weakly to the second baseman. Ramirez not even hustling down first base. So he was charged with an error, and there's a mental error by not hustling. So Ramirez, easy out. He had a single. He scored the only run so far. And the run scored, they had first and third, and Pierre hit into a 4-6-3 double play. We're talking about the defense of this ball club as Lucy bats. You got to clean it up a little bit, John. Even if you're hustling, I think that'll take care of itself. But they came out. I saw them taking ground balls and take their infield before the game. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. But the U.S. Bank email of the game was asking about the left-handed pitchers in our division.
Yeah, one more. Cleveland has David Huff, and I don't think he's a threat. Certainly not as much of a threat as Burley or Danks to the Twins' left-handed hitters.
Well, I think Burley and Danks, and if you talk to our guys, and that is, Denard Span, Morneau, Maurer, Jason Kubel, Jim Tomei, they'll tell you, yeah, they're good pitchers, but they're not going to scare me. Swung on and missed to the ball in the dirt. Butera gobbles it up, and he'll throw up to first base to retire Lucy. It's a strikeout, third strikeout for Lariano. I mean, any of those guys are scary and imposing pitchers on the mound? I don't think so. As Pierre's going to bat with 2 down.
I guess, CC Sabathia.
Yeah, with Randy Johnson, and he was playing. But, yeah, I would say that Sabathia, I don't think Pettit is an intimidating left-hander.
I'll tell you a guy I think is pretty tough is John Lester with Boston. He's pretty good.
He's not intimidating.
No.
There's a difference there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I think Lariano could be intimidating because he's wild. Slow curve that drops in there. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Well, if you'd like to participate in the U.S. Bank email the game, send us your question to John and Dan at twinsbaseball.com. Pierre in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Timeout called. Lariano and Butera couldn't get on the same page what he wants to throw on this no balls, 2-strike count. We're in the bottom of the 5th. And now Butera's going to jog on out and he'll talk to Lariano. Lariano has walked 3 tonight. Twins are out hitting the White Sox 5-3. One of those gorgeous nights here that you'd like to put your sweatshirt on with the hoodie on, maybe a little beanie cap, extra pair of socks, a little hot chocolate. There's a ground ball, weakly hit to the third baseman Harris. A little on-target throw to retire Pierre. He does run well, but he's out by a good step. 3 up and 3 down. Lariano on a roll has retired the last 8 in a row. 5 in the books. White Sox lead 1-0. You're listening to Twins Baseball. J.J. Hardy's going to lead off for the Twins. Hardy in that number 3 slot. He's 1 for 2. Got a base hit his first time up as Danks delivers. That's a up and in, ball 1. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 for the Twins. They trail by 1. Hardy, Morneau, and Kadire. Gets way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Hardy with 2 home runs. He is now 6 for 18. And right back, fouled back into the netting on a fastball. Hardy's been a nice little pleasant surprise, and we heard all those things about him. And some people were saying some of the skills might have diminished a little bit, but I just think he needed a restart. Popped up right side, it'll reach the seats. I recall when they picked up Hardy in that trade, I was allowed, and I'm not sure, John, you were in Florida, we got to call in and listen to his press conference. And I remember what I walked away with is that he says he needs a new start. Popped up. This one's playable, shallow right field. Quinton staggering a little bit, and now finds it, and he'll come in and he'll put it away. As Hardy will be the first out. I came away with he needed a change. He wanted to move on from Milwaukee, and I'll tell you what, he just seems to fit in so well right now with the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, I called Ken Maka when the trade was made. And, Kenny said, you guys got a real good guy, a guy that's not going to give you any trouble at all. He said, I was very upset when we had to send him down, and he handled it well when he was sent down. And the Brewers decided to go with another shortstop.
Well, I asked the same thing. Did he have a falling out? Because Maka was new over there.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you get a new manager over there. Some players have a little bit of a tough time with the new manager. Another broken bat down the right field line. Second baseman Beckham's out, and no chance for Quinton to catch it. So Justin Morneau with 2 hits, and he's busted up 2 bats. They'll take it, 1 out, and the batter's going to be Kadire. John, we've seen it where a new manager will come over, and it's usually, it takes him a year to kind of filter out who the manager might think are some of the bad seeds on the team. And I'm not saying that Hardy is that, because Hardy has been nothing but fantastic here. But like you said, I think they went with a younger shortstop.
Yeah, they didn't want to send Hardy down, but they had to, because he just wasn't producing, and they liked him.
Mm-hmm.
They thought he was and he is. He's a very good guy to have on your team.
Sits down and into Kadire, ball 1. Runner at first in Morneau. Twins now with 6 hits on the board. White Sox got their lone run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Kadire thought about going after it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Twins had the bases loaded and nobody out in the first inning, and Danks threw 25 pitches that inning. There's a jam shot center field. That's going to fall in. Morneau's going to advance to second. So the Twins have something going here in the top of the 6th inning. With the bases loaded, nobody out in the first, he got Morneau to strike out. And then Kadire hit a ball into shallow center field that Alex Rios came in, made a nice running catch. Orlando Hudson, the runner at second base, thought the ball was going to fall in and was all the way to third base. And then once he saw that Rios caught it, no chance for him to advance back to second, threw the ball back into the infield, and they doubled him up. So Jason Kubel has a chance to tie this ball game up. 2 broken bad singles, and the Twins have something going. And Danks delivers. Fouled straight back to the left. Kubel tonight, he walked his last time up, tapped out to the second baseman. Talk about a guy that's hot. Miguel Cabrera is really on target right now. Cabrera went 4 for 5 yesterday, including a home run and tallying 4 RBIs. Who's on target? It's brought to you by Target, where you'll find everything you need to enjoy outdoor baseball back at Target. Check swing, and that one's fouled off. Look out. Little blue darter above the dugout of the Chicago White Sox. So Kubel, I think he's struggling a little bit, John. Jason coming into action. He's 1 for 10 now. And in Anaheim, he took a couple bad swings, let some balls down in the dirt. And here he finds himself in hole 0-2, pitch down and away. And I think Kubel right now is kind of like what Morneau was doing at the end of spring training. He's just looking for that one good quality at bat to kind of lock him right in. Danks sets and delivers. And it's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Danks trying to get Kubel to chase, and he's not biting on it. Delman Young in the on-deck circle. Morneau at first, Kadire. Morneau at second, Kadire at first. Kubel bats. And Danks delivers. Changeup just outside and low. So Kubel now with a good at bat. Danks has been just nibbling on the outside corner once he got him ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. See if he stays with the off-speed stuff. Lucy, the catcher, gives the sign and the pitch. Swung on a miss, chased a slider. Kubel wants to break his bat over his knee as he heads back to the dugout. Very upset. Don't see that too often from Jason Kubel. Big strikeout for Danks, his 5th here tonight. Good location, a little slider or cutter down and away. And it'll be up to Delman Young. Delman Young tonight, he's 0 for 2. As Danks sets, checks the runner, here's the pitch. Little jam shot, shallow center field. It's going to fall in. We're going to get tied up as Morneau comes around third. Kadire to third base, and we are knotted up 1-1. 3 broken bats here this inning, and we are tied up 1-1. Boy, Konerko on the mound, he cut the ball off as the ball came back in from the outfield. Rios, and Danks very upset right now. Made a good pitch in on the hands of Delman Young. Young picks up his 7th RBI this year. Good base running by Michael Kadire. He advances all the way to third base. That was just a ball landed in front of Rios in center field. And now Brendan Harris will bat. Harris 0 for 2. He's failed to get the ball out of the infield. Brendan with a big home run in Anaheim. Drove in 2 runs. Throw to first. Delman Young gets back safely. Twins now with 8 hits on the board. The White Sox just 3. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Brendan taken all the way. You don't always have to hit the ball right on the screws all the time. There's about 6 broken bats in the Twins dugout right now, and I'm sure they'll be at the new pro shop at Target Field when they get back home. Dank sets, checks the runner, and again he'll throw to first. Twins have tied it up here in the top of the 6th inning. Danks delivers a little tapper over the head of the pitcher, and it's booted by the shortstop, Ramirez. And now he doesn't go after the ball and allows Delman Young to get to third base. E6. Yep. And they are booing Ramirez, and we've talked about the defense of this club. Kind of a routine, just a little nubber off the home plate, got over the head of Danks, and Ramirez got to make that play right there. And Kadire scoring, heads up base running by Delman Young, because Ramirez, he booted it and the ball rolled right in front of him and he failed to pick it up, and in doing so, Delman Young came around second base, saw that he wasn't going to pick the ball up, sprinted to third base, and they were hollering at Ramirez to pick it up, and he didn't. And now it's going to be up to Drew Butera with first and third. 2 runs in. Danks delivers. This one's pulled foul down the left field line. Well, Ozzie Guillen cannot be happy with the shortstop play tonight of Alexi Ramirez. Got a pitcher out there pitching well, and your defense not helping you. Pitch in the dirt, gets away briefly from Lucy, the catcher. Now, they had Juan Uribe as their shortstop. He ended up going to the San Francisco Giants and playing, and they felt Ramirez at the time, a Cuban defector, was at their second baseman. They felt he was good enough to play some shortstop. Butera takes the pitch on the inside corner, can't pull the trigger. And he finds himself in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Two errors tonight, both of them committed by the shortstop Ramirez, and both on routine plays. Danks on the 0-2 pitch, just inside. I'm sorry, that was a 1-2 pitch. And now it evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris at first, Delman Young at third. 2 runs in here in the top of the 6th. Pitch to Butera is down and in. And that'll run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Danks is just at 50 pitches, and we're in the top of the 6th inning. So pitch count not a factor. It's the defense playing behind him. And here's a 3-2 pitch. Changeup, strike 3. Boy, Butera could not pull the trigger on that one. 3 strikeouts for Butera tonight in his major league debut. Twins pick up 2 big runs. They get 3 hits. They lead 2, 1 big error in the inning. 5.5 complete. Twins are leading 2-1. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
Network.
Leading off for the White Sox will be the second baseman, Gordon Beckham. Hitters 2, 3, and 4. Heart of the order for the White Sox. As Lariano rocks and delivers, and it's outside and low, ball 1. Beckham tonight, he's walked and popped up to the first baseman. And Lariano right back, and again up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Beckham came into the ballgame 3 for 11. As the White Sox opened up with the Cleveland Indians. And they dropped 2 of 3 to the Cleveland Indians. Pitch outside and low, so he falls behind 3 balls and no strikes. This pitch in there for a strike. Beckham started to head toward first base. Here's a 3-1 on the way. Fouled on the right field line. It's going to slice away from Kanier into the seats. Hey, Country Hearth Bread is a proud partner of the Minnesota Twins. Country Hearth Bread, it is the toast of the Twins. I've seen that toast in the clubhouse at home. It's quite the digs at the new ballpark. In that new clubhouse, pitch is high, and he walks it. So Lariano got the plate, but it was high, and he issued his 4th walk here tonight. That might get some activity in the Twins bullpen. Nobody moving around right now, but Lariano's pitch count just at 47, and we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Batter's going to be Carlos Quentin. Quentin had a base hit his last time up. The White Sox scored 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Scored it on a 4-6-3 double play. After they had back-to-back base hits by Ramirez and Lucy. Popped up. Shallow center field. Denard Span late break coming on. He'll call for it. Hardy going to call for it. And it's dropped. But Span's going to pick it up and throw it to Hudson at second base. Little miscommunication. Hardy called it very loud and very late. Denard tried to get out of the way. Ozzie Smith is coming running in. He's going to go talk to the second base umpire, and it's Brian Onora. Because Span tried to get out of the way at the last minute, or Hardy did, and Span went for the basket catch, hit his glove, fell down, he picked it up, one-hopped it to Hudson at second base. And Hudson dropped it, and then by the time he picked it up, was not on the bag at second base, but a little swipe tag, and tagged him out. Or at least that's the call by Onora. And watching the replay, Onora might have missed that play. He was safe at second base. Twins catch a break. So the runner at first base and Carlos Quentin. As Konerko steps to the plate. Konerko 2 home runs on the year. First pitch is low and away, ball 1. Quentin doesn't run. He's short lead at first. Slider at the kneecaps of Konerko. He jackknifes out of the way. Part of the order of the White Sox right here. Andrew Jones due up next. Infield, outfield straight away. And deep for Konerko. Good pull power. Pitch is low and away. 3 balls. And no strikes. Lariano a little bit of trouble after the Twins gave him 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Twins lead 2-1. And the pitch taken all the way, and it's in there for a strike. I believe they said Scott Linebrink warming up for the Chicago White Sox in the bullpen down the left field line. Still quiet in the Twins bullpen, and the pitch outside and low. So Lariano might get a visit. 5th walk tonight by Lariano. Anderson is pacing the dugout pretty good as Butera make a trip out there. Hey, you can still have a chance at some single game tickets for the first ever homestand at Target Field thanks to capping season ticket sales. Some single game inventory has opened up, but you better act fast. Go to twinsbaseball.com and secure your seat today. Well, Jones steps to the plate. This guy can hit into a double play with the best of them. One of the premier outfielders in all of baseball for the Atlanta Braves for a number of years. Lariano checks Quentin at second base. And the pitch. Check swing on a pitch low. Lariano getting a little bit of trouble here. Checks the runner and delivers. Outside corner for a strike. Andrew Jones, 5-time National League All-Star. Here's a guy, we talked about Torrey Hunter, we saw in Anaheim, 9 straight Gold Gloves. This guy's got him beat. He had won 10 straight Gold Glove awards from 1998 to 2007. There's 5 outfielders that have done that before. And the pitch from Liriano. Breaking ball, it's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Can you name the other 5, John? I'll help you out. That have won 10 Gold Gloves in a row.
Outfielders?
Yep.
Wow.
Roberto Clemente, 12. Willie Mays, 12. Griffey, 10. And I'm surprised I saved this one because I thought you'd have him. He was one of your idols. Hugh Gutierrez is going to call timeout, make a trip out to the mound, play for the Detroit Tigers.
Well, Carolina.
Thank you. Pretty good company right there in Andrew Jones.
I just can't believe if he's 32 years of age that he has diminished as much as he has.
And as fast as he has.
Yeah, because he should be right in the prime right now.
He's 2-1 on the way. Here's the breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice pitch by Liriano. I agree, John. But like you said, he put on some weight. And when you're young like that, and I've seen Griffey when he was young, really never had to work at it. It was just so gifted. And now I think you get in that age, you have to start working on it a little harder. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled at home plate. Not a good swing by Jones on a breaking ball. He just does not look like the same player.
No.
At all. Kind of a defensive swing right there. Now Neshek is starting to warm up for the Twins now. Liriano pitch count creeping up there. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Twins lead 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch to Jones, jam shot, shallow left field, easy play for Delman Young. And he'll put it away as Jones is an easy out. And now it's going to be up to Alex Rios. Reading a lot of the newspaper articles, Ozzie Guillen is always good for a quote. And he says that he doesn't want to hear about the offense. It's too cold. Doesn't want to hear about that. He feels that these guys, in order to contend, they need to play good defense and their offense. They need to start hitting with runners in scoring position. And they dropped 2 of 3 to the Cleveland Indians where they striking out way too much. Rios bats. Pitch gets away from Viterra to the backstop. Liriano will be charged with a wild pitch. So now the runners are at second and third. So the tying run at third, and then that's going to get Rick Anderson out to the mound. As Andy makes it out to the mound, this trip to the mound, it is presented by Quick Trip. No fee at ATM from Quick Trip because $20 shouldn't cost you $21.50. Now they're huddling up on the pitcher's mound, and don't see this too often. Rick Anderson, very animated, kind of a hand on the chest of Liriano, and he's kind of pumping him up a little bit and letting him know that get back in line with your delivery. Liriano, we always said it, had a tendency to kind of fall off the mound, and they've kind of corrected that a little bit. It's not as exaggerated, but every once in a while he has a tendency to overthrow.
He's 1 shy of tying his career high for walks in a game. He walked 6 against the Yankees last year.
Rios swings and misses on a changeup. And maybe that's what it was. Just go with a straight changeup. He's having trouble with his fastball and his breaking ball. And the changeup has been kind of a new pitch for Liriano. He's really kind of mastered that, but he kind of doesn't throw it too often. And the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, good pitch there for a strike. So the heart of the order, Jones and Rios. Jones flying out weakly to left field, and here Rios in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes, big pitch here. And it's on the way. Curveball tapped foul at home plate. Came back with that breaking ball down and in. And some people thought that Liriano fell in love with too many strikeouts, wanting to, strike everybody out, and he would overthrow. But that was a good slider right there that Rios just got a piece of it. Rios just 1 for 12 to start the season. And the White Sox, they spent a lot of money on this kid here. 1-2 pitch on the way. Line drive, left center field. Delman Young over, won't get it. He's going to cut it off, throw into second base. The play is not in time, and the White Sox now lead 3-2. Liriano left the pitch up and out over the plate, and Rios, he can hit that one.
How big is that wild pitch?
Huge. 1 run would have scored for sure, but a good play by Delman Young. The throw back to second base. I don't think Hudson knew that Rios was trying for 2.
And I'll tell you what, if Hudson had been alert and tagged down Rios at second base, Canerco, he just kind of walked into home.
He might not have scored. I agree, John.
He was not across home plate.
But Hudson had his back to first base, and I'm not sure if he thought that Rios was coming. He caught the ball and then turned around and saw that Rios was there, and then it was kind of a late attempt to tag him out. As Vizquel swings at the first pitch, ground ball to Hardy at short. Low throw in the dirt, picked out by Morneau. Nice play by Justin helping out Hardy. The White Sox regain the lead here with 2 runs on just 1 hit. 1 runner left. 6 complete. White Sox lead 3-2. You're listening to Twins Baseball. It's time for the Minnesota State Lottery 7th inning scratch. Call 833-TWINS, then hit 0, followed by the pound sign. 7th caller is going to win $50 in Twin Scratch tickets. Players must be 18 years of age to play. The Minnesota State Lottery, everyone's playing. Scott Linebrink, the new pitcher, going to be facing hitters 1, 2, and 3 before Denard Span's bats. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Twins trail 3-2. For more play-by-play, here's John.
All right, thank you, Dazzle. The leadoff batter, Denard Span, the top of the order, and Linebrink delivers up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Sox are leading 3-2. They've been out hit 8-4. All of the Twins' hits are singles. That last base hit by Rios is the first extra base hit of the game. A double, it scored 2. Strike is in, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Scott Linebrink pitching now for the Chicago White Sox. Right-hander, wears number 71 in the back of his uniform. And he will face Denard Span, Orlando Hudson, and J.J. Hardy. Pitch down low, and it'll be a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Banks will go 6 innings, 8 hits, all of them singles, 2 runs, both of them earned. He walked 1, he struck out 6. Here's Linebrink's pitch, low and away. 3 balls and a strike. Now Linebrink working a 3-1 to Denard Span. Denard's got a couple of hits tonight. And the pitch is wide, ball 4, and a leadoff walk, and the Twins get the tying run at first base. That'll be the second walk given up by the Sox pitchers. Well, I tell you, Don Cooper, the pitching coach of the Chicago White Sox, can't be too happy with Linebrink coming in here and walking the first batter that he faces. Right-hander Sergio Santos and left-hander Randy Williams are warming in the bullpen for the White Sox. The Twins' pen at the moment is quiet. And here is Linebrink as he faces Hudson, and there goes Span, and a swing and a miss. Throw to second. Safe at second base. And a steal for Denard Span. Twins are 4 for 4 in stolen bases. Quest brings you all the Twins' high-speed stolen bases this season. Twins get the speed they need with a Quest high-speed internet. Get the speed you need without burning up your wallet. So the Twins have the tying run in scoring position. And a count of 1 strike to Orlando Hudson. Hudson batting right for the evening against Danks, the left-hander, went 1 for 3. Batting left, and here's the bunt, and it is foul, and it's quickly 2 strikes. Well, Hudson trying to get that runner over to third base. On deck, of course, is J.J. Hardy. So Linebrink in a bit of a jam, walking the leadoff batter. A steal by Denard Span. And 2 strikes to count. Hudson takes ball strike 3. Oh, boy. Fastball at the letters on the outside corner. And Orlando rung up by home plate umpire Chris Guccione. Strikeout number 1 for Linebrink. And that'll be number 7 for the Sox pitchers. Here's J.J. Hardy to bat. Andy Williams, the left-hander. Sergio Santos, the right-hander, warming in the bullpen for the Sox. Now the Twins have Neshek back up. And the first pitch, Linebrink to Hardy is high. 1 ball and no strikes. 3-2, the White Sox are leading. A 2-run 6th inning. And a 2-run double by Alex Rios, putting the Sox back out in front in the pitch. It's a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, John, Scott Linebrink second in hold since 2004 with 137. Scott Shields is number 1, and Dan Wheeler and Bobby Howie and Marte with 102. So he's very valuable to this club.
2-0 delivery, bounced by Scotty Olger at the third base coaching box. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I'm not sure when they started doing that hold record. It maybe, obviously, it was around 2004. But Linebrink's been around a little while. Got a good live arm and has good stuff.
San Diego, and then picked up by Milwaukee, and now with the White Sox. Delivers wide, and it's 2 balls, 3 balls, and 1 strike. So he gets behind Hardy here at 3-1. Justin Morneau is due up next. Ozzie Guillen will have the option, of course, to go to his bullpen for the left-hander Williams if he wants.
Oh, he will. Linebrink throws too many pitches per batter.
Now the set by Linebrink, and here's the 3-1 delivery, and it's ball 4 inside. The second walk given up by Linebrink. Boy, Sox fans are a bit edgy. And here's Guillen coming out now, and that's going to be all for Linebrink. And there's the call to the bullpen. Coming on now for the White Sox will be left-hander Randy Williams. It's call to the bullpen on the Treasure Island Baseball Network. Brought to you by left-hander Randy Williams. Coming on now to pitch for the Chicago White Sox. And he will be facing Justin Morneau. Then Michael Kadire. There's 1 out and 2 on. The Twins are trailing by a run, 3-2. Morneau tonight, 2 for 3. 2 broken back hits. He struck out in the first inning. Single to left field in the 4th inning. Single to right field in the 6th inning. There's Morneau to face the lefty Williams. Third appearance for Williams. He's been in relief in 2 previous games, and he delivers a strike and no balls and 1 strike. At second base, Denard Span. At first base, J.J. Hardy. Both reached by way of the walk. Here's the set by Williams and the 0-1 to Justin Morneau. The lefty hesitates and pitches. He's wide and low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sox were leading 1-0. They picked up a run in the 3rd inning. Twins picked up 2 in the top of the 6th, but the Sox came back with 2 in the bottom of the 6th. And it's now a 3-2 game. Here's the pitch. Blow it away. 2-1 the count to Justin Morneau. Well, Danks had walked only 1. Linebrink has walked 2. Big pitch here, 2-1 to Morneau. It's low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. So Randy Williams now works behind Justin Morneau at 3-1. Right-hander Sergio Sanchez in the bullpen for the White Sox.
Well, what I've seen, John, here so far from the bullpen guys, they're pitching scared. They're afraid to throw the ball over the plate. And Williams, what's he going to do here?
3-1. Here's a drive down the right field line, and it is a foul ball. Fair ball. Oh, the ball is called fair. Here's Span to score. And holding at third will be Hardy. And it will be a run for the Twins to tie the game. Boy, it sure looked like that ball fell foul in the corner. Let's see if we get a better look at it on a replay.
Well, Konerko's not arguing either. Is Quentin, the right fielder. The only one complaining is the shortstop Ramirez.
It looks like it might have hit right on the line. And a fair ball, a double for Justin Morneau. Span scores to tie the game. Hardy ends up at third. Well, the replay is almost inconclusive, very difficult on the angle. The first base umpire, Jerry Crawford, racing down the line. Now they're going to walk Kadire to load the bases. So third hit of the game for Justin Morneau. And a run batted in for Justin, his fourth of the year. Span scores. Boy, do those walks come back to haunt Linebrink and the White Sox. Right now, Hardy is at third base. In to score is Denard Span. The Twins have tied it at 3. And now here is Kadire to bat, and Michael is going to draw the intentional pass. This will be the third walk of the inning. This one is intentional. And Jason Kubel will be the batter. That run is charged to Linebrink. Twins have their 9th hit of the game. And the 9th hit is their first extra base hit. A double by Justin Morneau. Kubel will bat with the bases loaded. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Twins have tied the game at 3. And they have a chance to break it open here, and Kubel takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Boy, how frustrated are the Sox and their fans with 3 walks, 1 being intentional here. In this, the top half of the 7th inning. Now the Williams pitch. Strike 2 at the knees in the outside corner. Kubel, who is 0 for 2 tonight with a ground out and a strikeout and a walk, is in the hole at 0-2. 2 strikes to count, and here's Williams' pitch. And popped up. Playable. Foul ground for Konerko. Konerko halfway between first and home makes the catch. Kubel is out. And a big out for the White Sox. Now Delman Young to bat, and here comes Ozzie Guillen, and he's going to go to the bullpen one more time. So the runners are forced to hold on the pop-up by Jason Kubel. And once again, Ozzie Guillen is out, and he's going to go to his bullpen for the right-hander Santos. Chris Anneberry with a scoreboard update next. You're listening to Twins Baseball. All right, Chris, here is right-hander Sergio Santos, a former infielder, and converted to pitcher. And he will face Delman Young. The Twins have the bases loaded in a 3-3 tie game. Now, Neshek has been warming in the Twins pen. He'll come on to pitch for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Twins hopeful of being able to get a lead here for Francisco Mariano. Right now, starter Dens for the White Sox will not figure in the final decision. He could have been the winner, but Linebrink walking 2, and the double by Morneau off of Williams, tying the game, and now the Twins with a chance to gain the lead. Delman with an RBI hit in his last at bat, and he'll take a strike, and it's 0-1. Delman 1 for 3 tonight. Twins now at 9 hits in the game. The White Sox have 4. Here's a set by Santos in the pitch. Low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
John Santos converted outfielder into a pitcher, and he's just been pitching just since 2009. Before that, he was an outfielder. He played for the Twins in 2008. I don't recall him, do you?
No, I do not. Sergio Santos ready, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, that was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Sergio Santos. What team was he with the Twins?
Rochester.
Wow. Well, the crowd responding now. Twins have the bases loaded. Hardy the lead runner. Here's the 2-strike delivery, and it's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morneau is at second base, and at first base, Michael Kadire. Gelman bats 1 for 3 in the game. Then trying to get the lead back. They led it one time, 2-1. Sox had the lead 3-2, and now it's tied at 3. And Sergio Santos is ready, and here's the 2-2 delivery. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a slide ball. That'll do it. The Twins are out here in the top half of the 7th inning, but they come up with a run on 1 hit, and they lead 3. Twins have now stranded 10 in the game. Everybody up for baseball's national anthem, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. In the middle of the 7th inning, the Twins and the Sox are tied at 3, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. Inning stretch was brought to you by Barrel of Fun, the official potato chips for the Minnesota Twins. Big League Taste, hometown values, a KLN family brand, Perm, Minnesota. Pat Neshek is on. Francisco Mariano leads. Mariano went 6 innings. 4 hits is all he gave up, but he did walk 5. 3 runs, and they were all earned. The leadoff batter is going to be Alexi Ramirez, and a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Mariano struck out 3, and he leaves the game. He will not figure in the final decision. Foul to the right. Ramirez had 1 ball and 2 strikes. Neshek pitched in 2 games in the Angels series. 1 inning, 1 hit on the 5th of April. And in the game last night, 2/3 of an inning, and he faced 2 batters and retired them both. 1-2 in the pitch. Foul. Neshek at 1-2 to 0-2 to the right-handed hitting Alexi Ramirez. Donnie Lucy, the catcher, is due up next, and then Juan Pierre. Hitters 8, 9, and 1. Matty Guerrero is warming in the pen for the Twins. Here's Neshek at an 0-2. Shot to third. Fair ball down the third baseline. Harris couldn't get it. Ramirez on his way to second. He's going to reach for the leadoff 2-base hit. Sox have the go-ahead run at second base. Oh, boy. Brendan Harris almost caught that ball. He made a dive for it. Third base umpire Phil Cuzzy right on top of the call. That almost looked like a foul ball.
It did, John. And he looked like Cuzzy, the umpire, got turned around. That ball almost looked like it was going to hit him. But John, usually late in the ball game like that, some teams will have the third baseman, first baseman guarding the lines, and they do that because it's late in the ball game. They don't want to give up any doubles, and if you're hugging the line, the ball has to go to your left, and if it's hit to your left, it's going to be just most likely a single. And you want to prevent anything from getting by you to your right as a third baseman. And nice effort by Brendan Harris. It was a step and a dive, but couldn't come up with it.
Well, A.J. Brzezinski is going to be announced as a pinch hitter. Gardy is out, and he's got Matty Guerrero in the bullpen. So the right-hander, Matt Guerrero, will face the left-handed hitting A.J. Brzezinski, and Gardy has made the call to the pen. So Neshek will face 1 batter, and he gives up the double to Alexi Ramirez. And now Matt Guerrero is coming in. Another scoreboard update with Chris Atterbury. Next. Now the wheels are turning in both dugouts. A.J. Brzezinski announced as the pinch hitter. Gardy going to the bullpen for Matt Guerrero. Batting in his third appearance. In both appearances, he pitched 1 inning each. Did give up a hit when he pitched against the Angels in a Wednesday night game. He also worked in the Tuesday night game. In that game, he worked 1 inning and faced 3 batters. He did only face 3 batters in the Wednesday game. A.J. bats. And here is the delivery from Guerrero, and it is a strike to 0-1. Alexi Ramirez at second base. The go-ahead run in a 3-3 tie game.
Well, John, here's what the White Sox are trying to do now, and that is move the runners over. Play that executional baseball there. They can just manufacture a run.
And the pitch. There's a ground ball on the right side, and they get Ramirez to third. A.J. is out, but he did his job. He moved that runner over to third, and now with 1 out, Juan Pierre will be the batter, and a fly ball to the outfield. Should be able to score Ramirez with a go-ahead run.
Now, Pierre can't hit the ball far enough, I don't think, in the outfield.
Good point.
Yeah, and there's a situation where A.J.'s being high-fived right now, and good play by Ozzie Guillen, and that I'm going to send a left-hander. Not so much to have him bunt, but he handles the bat. He understands the situation, and that's what's key for some of these players. They understand the situation at this point in the ballgame, and A.J. gave himself up. It was a pitch down and away, and he just reached out and pulled the ball the other way. And if that's the case, maybe save A.J.'s bat and go ahead and have your guy bunt it down, but I don't think Guillen had enough confidence in Lucy getting the bunt down.
Infield in, and a pitch down low, and a good block by Drew Butera. Down to his knees to prevent that from being a wild pitch, and it's 1-0 to Pierre.
And John, you're probably wondering what happened to the 2 left-handers in Maharis and Dunsing. Why not have him face A.J. when he was announced as the pinch hitter? I just think that Gardy wanted to hurry up and get Guerrero in the ballgame because he's had some success against left-handers, whereas Neshek is still trying to find his way against left-handers.
Here's the set and the 1-0 delivery. Pierre swings and bounces it right back to Matty Guerrero. And the throw on to first to retire Pierre. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Boy, that ball was hit hard. 1 bounce to Matt Guerrero, and he makes the play to first to retire Pierre, and now here's Gordon Beckham to bat. So the Twins could be an out away from working out of it. That go-ahead run is at third base here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
How many times do you get this situation in batting practice, John, that you work on getting the ball up in the zone and hit the ball into the outfield?
Now the pitch to Beckham, and it's low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Beckham 2 walks and a foul out to the first baseman. He's 0 for 1. Francisco Lariano walked 5 tonight. He is out of the game. Will not figure in the final decision. Tie game, 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ramirez at third, and the pitch. Fly ball down the left field line. Chased by Delman Young, but this ball drifting back into the seats and out of play. And it'll be a count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Beckham. Well, a crowd of just over 21,000 here tonight. Braving rather chilly temperatures, 48 degrees at game time. I don't believe the temperature has gone up any, and more than likely has gone down. Bottom of the 7th inning. Sox batting with a go-ahead run at third, and Alexi Ramirez, and now Butera and Guerrero want to get together. Neshek opened the inning. He gave up a double to Alexi Ramirez. Matt Guerrero came on to face Brzezinski, and he was out. Here's a pitch down low, and another good stop by Butera. He had to block that ball with his glove to prevent it from getting by him.
Well, that's confidence in Matty Guerrero right there, seeing that he's asking for the breaking ball down in the dirt, and you've got a catcher back there that's willing to sacrifice his body, and what a great job Butera did there to get in position to block it.
Ramirez 90 feet away from giving the Sox the lead back. Here's the 2-1 delivery and a check swing. I believe he went around. Yes, he did. First base umpire Jerry Crawford making the call. Sox fans didn't think that he did, but 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carlos Quentin is due up next. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And Matt Guerrero at 2-2 to Gordon Beckham in a pitch. Popped up, but it'll reach the seats. Over the Sox dugout to the left, and it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramirez opened the inning with a double down the left field line. Advanced to third on the ground out by Brzezinski on the right side of the infield. Pierre then bounced back to Matty Guerrero. And now here is Gordon Beckham. 2-2. And a little loop down the first base line. Here's Morneau in foul territory to make the catch. Just a little pop-up. Beckham is out, and so are the Sox. They lead that go-ahead run at third base, failing to get him home here in the bottom of the 7th inning. For the Sox in the 7th, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1, and at the end of 7, tie game at 3, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. Sox were leading 1-0 with a third inning run. Here's the pitch. And it's just inside, ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Brendan Harris. That will be walk number 5 in the game for the Sox pitchers. 1 was intentional, served by Randy Williams to Michael Kadire. Twins took the lead 2-1 with 2 in the 6th inning. Sox got 2 back, and a Rios double in the bottom of the 6th inning to lead 3-2. And the Twins on a Justin Morneau double, scoring Denard Span, get the tie at 3, and now here is Drew Butera to bat.
Nick Punto pinch running.
Punto is running at first base for Harris. He'll stay in the game, I'm sure, to go to third. There's a pickoff attempt, and Punto gets back.
Well, they got options here, John. You can have Butera bunt. You got good speed and Punto at first.
And here's the bunt attempt. And the pitch is down low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
See it. Butera's got a chance to help himself out here. He has 3 punch-outs here tonight. Well, you could be on our post-game interview if you get that bunt down. The Twins go ahead and score here.
You're right.
Be the winning run. Well, Tomei, I see him walking around in the Twins dugout, bat in hand. He's ready to come in and maybe pinch hit.
Now again the bunt attempt. And Butera draws the bat back, takes the pitch for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, they got the left-hander Thornton in the bullpen for the White Sox, and just looking at my scorecard, I don't think if Harris gets on, I think they would pinch hit Tomei, and then they would have countered with Thornton.
He's the lone left-hander in the bullpen for the Sox. 1-1 and the bunt by Butera, and a good one. Santos has it. 2 Beckham covering at the bag. The sacrifice successfully completed. 1-4 on the sack by Butera. And the Twins move Harris, now Punto, into scoring position at second base. Ozzie Guillen coming out with the left-handed hitting Denard Span due up. He's going to go to Thornton in the bullpen. Denard with a good night. He drew a walk in his last at bat. He's 2 for 3. Twins have a total of 9 hits in the game. The Sox have only 5. And here is Thornton now as he faces Denard Span. Set by the lefty. Checks that runner Punto at second base. And here's the pitch. Foul down the left field line and out of play. Strike 1. Denard with a chance to increase that average. He bats with Punto at second base. Here's the set by Thornton. And the 2-strike delivery popped up. Broken bat pop up to the shortstop Ramirez. He'll make the catch. That'll retire Denard Span. Orlando Hudson will bat. He'll turn around to the right side. He's a switch hitter. And Hudson stepping in a 1-for-4 game. So a good job by Matt Thornton getting Denard Span on that broken bat pop-up. Hudson at a base hit in the first inning. Struck out in the third. Out on a fly ball to right in the fifth. Struck out again in the seventh. In that first inning, the Twins had back-to-back base hits from Span, Hudson, and Hardy. They had the bases loaded with nobody out, and they failed to score. Thornton to Hudson. Kuto runs well at second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. One strike to count. Hudson bats. Kuto at second. Thornton ready now. And the left-hander sets. Again checks Kuto, and here's the delivery. High. And it's 1-1. It's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Matt Thornton. Generally regarded as one of the top setup men in all of baseball, Matt Thornton. He's a good guy to have in your club. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul. And he jumps ahead of Orlando Hudson now at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
John, he's been kind of the mainstay of the Chicago bullpen. He was just outstanding, but he's such a valuable situational pitcher. You can't just run him out there, but he's good for 1 or 2 hitters because you want to be able to get him back out there the next night.
Sox have another right hand in the bullpen, J.J. Putz, who at one time was the top closer with the Seattle Mariners. And he's kind of a setup man for Bobby Jenks. 2-strike pitch. 1-2 delivery. It's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Thornton, like you said, left-hander, he can hump it up there. That one at 96. And what he does, though, is he elevates that fastball. And now all the hitters like a fastball, but kind of rises up and away a little bit. When you commit to it, you can't hold off it.
1-2. Here's the set by Thornton and a little pop-up in foul ground. Canerco at the coaching box will make the catch. Boy, I think that was near broken bat. And Hudson is out, and so are the Twins in the 8th inning, leaving Kuto at second base. They failed to get that runner around. Twins now are 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position in tonight's game. At the end of 7.5, a tie at 3 at U.S. Cellular. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
Down on the bottom of the 8th, you got hitters 3, 4, and 5, and it's going to be Quinton, Canerco, and Jones. Every one of these guys, and Quinton here, every time he swung the bat, it's trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And Matty Guerrero kind of mixing in some breaking balls. A little trouble, though, 3-2.
There's Guerrero now on a 3-2 payoff pitch and a pop-up. Second baseman Hudson at his second base position. The dirt part of the infield makes the catch. Quinton is out. There's one away. And now we go to Paul Canerco. Brian Dunsing in the Twins bullpen. Well, here's Canerco stepping in. Struck out in the first, forced a runner in the third. Drew a walk and scored a run in the 6th inning. Here's Matt Guerrero's pitch. Ski right. Slider on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Kuto now at third base for the Twins. Playing back behind the bag. Here's the line by Matt Guerrero and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Canerco. And he's down on the count at 0-2. Andrew Jones in the on-deck circle. Sox batting in the bottom of the 8th at a tie game at 3. Just off the outside corner and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is the 12th season for Paul Konerko here with the Chicago White Sox. And this is the last year of this current contract, which is inside. It'll be interesting to see what the Sox do next year with A.J. Brzezinski and Paul Konerko.
John, they've been long mainstays. You know, these are guys that
really have.
2005 won a World Series not too long ago.
Here's the pitch and a line drive, base hit center field. And the Sox will get the go-ahead run at first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Andrew Jones will bat.
Well, Konerko's going to take a couple singles here, or even a double and a single to score Konerko. He doesn't run all that well. I'm not sure they are going to go ahead and pinch run, and they're going to pinch run Tian for Konerko.
So Martin is announced as the pitch runner, and he will be at first base for Andrew Jones here in the bottom of the 8th inning. See what Jones has done here tonight. He's done a walk on a fly ball to right center and a fly ball to left. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He had a home run cut at that pitch. Strike 1 to Andrew Jones. Ian running for him. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a high breaking pitch. And Andrew Jones is down. And now Rios will bat with 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And a big strikeout for Matt Guerrier. Just the 4th strikeout for the Twins pitchers tonight. Mariano in 6 innings struck out 3. Nishak faced 1 batter. Gave up a double to Alexi Ramirez. Now Matt Guerrier is on, and the pitch to Rios is low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Switch inning, Omar Vizquel on deck. He'll bat left-handed against a right-hander. Matt Guerrier, if Matty is still in there. And the pitch. Line drive left field. It is caught by Delman Young. Hard hit by Rios, but right to the left fielder Young. They're out in the 8th inning. No runs on a hit. They leave 1. We go to the 9th. Tied at 3. And you're listening to Twins Baseball. Computer. Visit TwinsBaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. J.J. Hardy against Tony Pena. Right-hander coming on to pitch for the Chicago White Sox. He is the 5th pitcher out of the bullpen to work in this game. Pena. And the first pitch is a strike to J.J. Hardy. The second is up and in. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Thornton goes 2/3 of an inning. He faced 2 batters and got them both out. Here's the pitch. Hardy swings and bounces 1 foul on the 3rd baseline. Sox are 1-2 so far this season. The Twins are 3-1. And here is the Pena pitch. Swing and miss. Breaking pitch. It was a good one. And J.J. Hardy is down on a strikeout. Now Justin Morneau to bat here in the top half of the 9th inning.
Pena coming over from the National League, John. He's had some success with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and big-bodied guy out on the mound. He's got just a little bit of a slider that has a little tilt to it, but he's a big kid out on the mound.
There's Morneau, a big double for Justin in his last at bat. He's got 3 hits here tonight, and he takes a pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Slider on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Michael Kadire due up next. Pena working quickly into the line, and here's the pitch. Swinging a foul at home plate. Count is now 0-2 to Justin Morneau. Struck out in his first at bat. Singled in the 4th inning. Singled and scored a run in the 6th inning. doubled and drove in a run in the 7th inning. And the pitch up high. 1-2 the count. Marquand stays in the game. He's playing at first base for the White Sox. They still have Beckham at second. Ramirez at short. At third, Vizquel. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball left field. Waiting on this one, Pierre. Toward the line. He'll make the catch, and they're 2 away. Game 2 of the series tomorrow at noon. Scott Baker against Freddie Garcia. Nick Blackburn against Mark Burley in the Sunday afternoon wrap-up series game. We'll start our pregame show, the lineup card. That will air at 12:35 on Sunday afternoon. 11:35 tomorrow in the morning. 11:30 tomorrow morning. No balls, 1 strike. The count to Kadire in the pitch. Michael swings, fouls it down the third baseline. To the count now to the right-handed hitting Michael Kadire. 1 for 3 in the game, and he scored a run. And the pitch to Kadire is high. 1-2 now. Here's the Tony Pena pitch. It's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Michael. Kadire with an intentional pass at his last at bat. Pena, right-hander into the line. And the pitch. Kadire fouls. Past Scotty Elger at the third base coaching box. The count remains at 2-2.
Temperature dropping a little bit here, John,
boy.
tonight. It's 43, 42 degrees. A little bit of wind. When you get the windy city of Chicago, that wind will cut through you.
Well, we started at 48 degrees tonight. Here's the 2-2. Down low. Full count now. We'll pause for station identification. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Payoff pitch coming to Michael Kadire. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with that slider. Boy, that's a good pitch for Tony Pena. 2 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down go to Twins in the top half of the 9th inning. The Sox will be coming to bat to try to win it in the bottom of the 9th. At the end of 8 1/2, a 3-3 tie, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. He leads the game, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, didn't walk a man, he struck out 1. And here is Brian Dunsing to face the bottom third of the order. Sox coming to bat in a 3-3 tie game. Omar Vizquel, Alexi Ramirez, and A.J. Brzezinski to bat against Brian Dunsing. Vizquel from the right side on the first pitch. Wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Dunsing comes right back, and here is the 1-0 delivery. A strike is in. Dunsing pitched in 1 game in the Angels series. On Tuesday night, came in and faced 1 batter and retired that lone batter that he faced. 1-1. Low, 2 balls and a strike. John Roush picked up his first save in that game. The Twins won 5-3. Afterwards, they asked John Roush to be the guest on the postgame show on television, and he refused. Here's the 2-ball, 1 strike delivery. Dunsing's pitch and a ground ball. Foul. Played by Nick Putoven in foul territory. John Roush said Brian Dunsing got the biggest out of the game. He came on in the 7th inning and retired that lone batter that he faced without a run scoring, and helped to hold the game for Roush. Roush said he was the guy that was the star of the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's Dunsing to Vizquel and another foul. This one pushed off to the right and out of play, and it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield out playing Vizquel deep, and the pitch fouled. That's Jeff Cox for the third base coaching box. Still a count of 2-2.
I think Gardy's looking at Dunsing right here, John. Remember, we saw him in spring training when we were leaving, and that last second to the last of the game, they had a split squad. Dunsing went up and pitched against the Yankees and stretched them out there a little bit. And we had always seen every time Dunsing had pitched, he had always gone maybe 3 innings. And he can go 3 here.
And the pitch, ground ball up the middle, fielded by Hardy, spins and throws. Got him at first. Nice play by J.J. Hardy. He had to move quickly to his left, fielded the ball behind second base, did a complete spin, and an on-target throw to Justin Morneau at first base. Vizquel is out. Vizquel with a dive slide at first, but he was way short.
You know, Vizquel does not run like he once used to, but good play there by Hardy, ranging far to his left. Well, he got his legs underneath him and had something on that throw.
Here's Alexi Ramirez, and the pitch. A little bit high, 1 ball. 2 hits for Ramirez, including a double in his last at-bat. He had a double in the 7th inning. And the pitch. Down low, 2-0. A.J. Brzezinski in the on-deck circle. Sox are batting in the bottom of the 9th. 3-3 tie game. And the pitch. Wide, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes to count. Alexi Ramirez, the batter, and here's the pitch. Strike is in, and 3-1. Dunsing now in a 3-1 delivery. The pitch. Ground ball out to short. 2 big hops to Hardy. Strong throw to first. Retires Ramirez. And the Sox are down to their last out here in the bottom of the 9th inning in the tie game at 3. A.J. will bat. He came on in the 7th inning after that double by Ramirez in the 7th. A.J. very successfully moved him over to third base. And Brzezinski steps in to bat against the left-hander Dunsing, and here's the pitch. Wide, and 1 ball and no strikes. Right back now is Dunsing, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on an off-speed delivery. A good pitch. A.J. was way out in front. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dunsing, 4th pitcher of the game. Lariano started for the Twins. Nishak for 1 batter in the 7th inning. Swinging a fly ball down the left field line. Delman Young is there and makes the catch. That'll retire A.J., and we're going to go to extra innings for the first time this year. At the end of 9, the Twins and the Sox are tied at 3, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. Jason Kubel, Delman Young, and Brendan Harris against right-hander Tony Pena. 3 runs on 9 hits for the Twins. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Sox. There are 2 errors, both of them charged to Chicago, and both of them charged to the shortstop Ramirez. Here is leadoff batter Jason Kubel to start the top of the 10th for the play-by-play. Here's Dazzle.
Well, thank you, John. It's going to be Kubel. He is 0 for 3 tonight with a walk, strikeout, and 2 groundouts. Jason Kubel going to get on base here, see if we can get a base hit. First pitch by Pena. is in there for a strike. Pena's second inning of relief. He is the fifth pitcher out of the bullpen for the White Sox. Little off-speed pitch on the outside corner, and that's in there for a strike. So quickly, Jason Kubel in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Delman Young due up next, followed by Nick Punto. Right-hander Pena stands tall on the mound. Slow windup and delivers just inside. Tried to get that inside corner. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Danks started for the White Sox. Danks went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 2 runs. Had 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. Liriano for the Twins also, he went 6 innings. Pitched to Kubel in the dirt, blocked by Przinsky, and evens it up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Liriano's line reached 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. 5 walks for Liriano tonight. Of those 5, just 1 came around to score, and he had 3 strikeouts. Swung on a miss. Ball gets away from Adrian. He'll pick it up, and he'll throw down to first base and retire Jason Kubel. So Kubel is a strikeout. Pena's third here in his second inning of relief. As Delman Young is announced. Delman Young has a base hit, RBI, a strikeout, and 2 ground outs. And Jim Thome is stepped out in the on-deck circle for the Minnesota Twins. He would bat in the Nick Punto slot. Punto came on as a pinch runner for Brendan Harris in the 8th inning. Pitch to Delman Young. 2-hopper to the third baseman, Vizquel. Boy, he had some trouble getting across the diamond, but in time to get Delman Young. A little bit of an arc on that throw, and Jim Thome is going to be announced, and the crowd here are on their feet. Yeah, Thome, fans here appreciate what he did for the White Sox for a number of years. And Thome now going to take his cap off and salute the crowd here. Class act is Jim Thome. 565 home runs for Thome. Could sure use 566. Pena delivers, and it's outside and low. 2 down here in the top of the 10th inning. We're not up 3-3. 3 hits, 9 runs. 3 runs, 9 hits for the Twins. And the pitch swung on and foul, tipped in the glove of Przinsky. 3 runs, 6 hits for the White Sox. White Sox have been charged with 2 errors tonight, both by the shortstop, Alexi Ramirez. Thome, pawn at the batter's box. Stands deep in the box, open stance. Takes that right hand and points the bat right at the pitcher. And the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Thome down to his last strike. And here's the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Przinsky. Evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pena trying to get Thome to chase that slider down and in the dirt. Thome in Anaheim, he was 2 for 9. Did hit a big home run. And that was in last night's ball game when the Twins 10 runs on 11 hits. Here's the 2-2 in the dirt again. Run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fans still on their feet here at U.S. Cellular Field. They want to see some magic. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed and struck him out. As Thome goes down swinging, Pena picks up his 4th strikeout, retires the Twins in order here in the top of the 10th inning. 9.5 complete, and we are knotted up 3-3. You're listening to Twins Baseball. The bottom of the 10th inning, Alexi Casilla is going to stay in the ball game or come into the ball game and play third base. Thome was hitting for Nick Punto, and he went down swinging. So Gardy's got just one bench player left, and that is All-World Joe Mauer. So Mauer is the only player that the Twins have on the bench. Dunsing's still in the ballgame. And looking at the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox, they just have two pitchers, and it's J.J. Putz and Bobby Jenks. Jenks, their closer. So they may be a little thin in the pitchers, and the Twins are a little thin with the bench players. Butera's still in there, so Mauer, not sure how Gardy can use him. He likes to keep a backup player on the bench, and that guy is usually the catcher. Dunsing delivers to the top of the order of the White Sox, and it's Pierre, and he takes a slow curve in there for a strike. Pierre is 0 for 4. And Dunsing right back. There's a broken bat. Weakly hit to the second baseman, Hudson. Easy out there, and Pierre will be the first out here in the bottom of the 10th. Batter's going to be Gordon Beckham. Beckham, he's walked twice and popped up twice. Well, the pop-ups have been to Justin Morneau. Well, the White Sox got on the board with one run in the bottom of the third. They led 1-0. Twins took a 2-1 lead with 2 runs in the top of the 6th. Liriano gave it right back with a 2-run bottom of the 6th inning. And then in the top of the 7th, the White Sox leading 3-2. The Twins tied it up off a double off the bat of Justin Morneau. First pitch outside and low, and Dunsing right back to Beckham with a pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carlos Quentin in the on-deck circle. And the pitch, the big home run cut there. Beckham, first-round pick, 8th overall in the 2008 draft. White Sox Rookie of the Year. Fouls again back. Beckham in rookies last year was first in doubles with 28. First in extra base hits with 43. That's impressive. First with RBIs with 63. Second with an on-base percentage. So some offensive numbers, quite impressive. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. And no chance for Hardy to get this one. This one just snuck through. So the winning run is at first base, and Gordon Beckham for Carlos Quentin. Beckham doesn't run all that much. He just had 7 stolen bases in 11 tries last year. And with Quentin batting, he's a guy that had his share of injuries, but boy, did he make an impact when he first got over here. Came over from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dunsing checks the runner Beckham and delivers. Way outside and low.
Remember, he missed the last month of the season in 08, and had he not missed that month, he might have been the MVP of the American League.
Yeah, and he hit 36 and drove in 100 in 08, John.
Yeah.
I think that's when he hit his bat with his fist. Yeah, a little tapper foul going to roll down the third baseline. 1 ball and 1 strike. I want to say he swung at a pitch late in the season, and I don't know if it was a third strike that he was out, or he just swung and missed, and he took it out on his bat, closed his fist, and took a swing at it and broke his finger. Beckham with a good lead at first. 1 ball, 1 strike to Quentin. Pitch, ground ball in the hole at short, past a diving Hardy. So Beckham moves up 1 base. And now it's going to be up to Paul Konerko. I'm sorry, Tian. Tian came on the pinch run for Paul Konerko in the 8th inning. So back-to-back base hits with 1 out. And Tian's going to bat.
Hillman Young did a nice job of getting to that ball in a hurry and getting it back into the infield. Beckham runs well. He's the lead runner. They hit to the outfield, and we'll see if Jeff Cox sends him or if he holds him up.
Well, I think he has to, John. It's going to be one of those plays, unless it's a liner that they think he might be able to catch it, and the base runner kind of holds up a little bit. But Tian, probably his biggest at-bat so far in a White Sox uniform, as Dunsing checks the runner and delivers a breaking ball in there for a strike. Good pitch by Dunsing. Andrew Jones in the on-deck circle. There's one out. Twins need something on the ground. Tian coming over from the Kansas City Royals. Traded Chris Getz and Josh Fields, so a 2-for-1. Dunsing rocks and delivers. Outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The winning run at second base. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning. Tied up 3-3. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Dunsing delivers. Tapped foul down the first baseline. Tian out in front of that fastball. So Dunsing ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. When they signed or traded for Tian, everybody was kind of surprised that they gave up Getz, who people thought could be an everyday second baseman, and Josh Fields, who had his shot at playing third base for this White Sox club. But just to have Tian, everyday third baseman, left-handed stick, can play some outfield. Big pitch coming up here, 1-2. And the pitch, ground ball to shortstop. Hardy fields it, flips to Hudson, back to first, in time for the double play. Nice turn by the Minnesota Twins. Pin complete here at U.S. Cellular Field. We're still knotted up, 3-3. You're listening to Minnesota Twins baseball. Back here at U.S. Cellular Field, that double play by the Minnesota Twins, quite impressive. The second one they've turned here tonight. And that ball wasn't hit all that hard, and Hardy came in to charge it, fielded it, gave a nice on-target underhand flip to Hudson at second base, and Tian, boy, does not run well and labored to get down the line, so the fans were booing Tian. And that should have been Paul Konerko's at bat, but he was taken out of the ballgame in the 8th inning for a pinch runner, and that runner happened to be Tian. Surprise here as we start the top of the 6th inning to lead off for the Twins, Drew Butera, but it's going to be a pinch hitter for the Twins, and it's going to be Joe Mauer. Top of the 11th, tied up, 3-3. More play-by-play. Here's John.
All right, thank you, Dazzle. Mauer steps in. Butera leaves the game 0 for 3. 3 strikeouts. He did sacrifice a runner ahead in the 8th inning, his last at bat. Twins have not had a hit since the 7th inning, and they are at 9, and the White Sox are at 8. And the pitch. It's off the outside corner. Tony Pena in his 3rd inning of relief. He has retired 6 in a row, and he has 4 strikeouts. And Pena facing Mauer, then to be followed by Denard Span and Orlando Hudson. And the pitch. Strikes on the inside corner. Kind of a delayed call from Guccione, the home plate umpire. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Extra innings here tonight. Twins and the White Sox were in the top half of the 11th. And here is the Pena pitch. Wide. And 2 balls and a strike. Kansas City rallies and beats Boston 4-3. Red Sox were leading in that game. Here's Pena now, and a 2-1 delivery to Mauer. Down low and in the dirt. He's down in the count at 3 balls and 1 strike. Twins runs tonight, 2 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. Sox got a very early run in the 3rd, and then they scored 2 more in the 6th inning. Here is the pitch. Mauer swings and lifts a high fly down the left field line. Foul ground, long run for Pierre, and he couldn't get there.
Stopped running after it, John. Pierre didn't know where. Thought it was too close to the wall there, and it was a good 5 feet from it. It was a catchable ball. That sums up the White Sox right there. Wow. Well, if you're a pitcher on the mound or a position player, you got to be looking out at your left fielder right now.
Well, still at the plate, Joe Mauer. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here is Pena's 3-2 payoff pitch to Mauer. It's low, ball 4, and he walked him. And the Twins will have the go-ahead run at first base here to start things in the top half of the 11th inning. First walk given up by Pena. 6th walk given up by the White Sox pitchers. Now Span steps in. Denard has 2 hits in 4 trips. Walked and scored a run back in the 7th inning. At first base, Joe Mauer being held by Tian, and a toss over, but Mauer gets back. Denard's base hits, singles in the 1st and 5th innings. Twins are still looking for their first hit since the 7th as they bat here in the 11th, and again to throw to first. Here's the set by Pena. Checks on runner Mauer, and here's the pitch. Bunt by Span, and it's fouled at home plate. Strike 1. Mauer does not have a big lead at first. Pena leaning in for the sign from Brzezinski. In on the grass at third is Vizquel. He's expecting the bunt. Here's the set now, and the pitch and the bunt right out in front. Played by Pena. He falls down, throws the first, and gets Denard Span on the sacrifice. Good play by Pena. He slipped and fell. He was on his backside, and he made an on-target throw to Tian at first base. Sacrifice. And Span is not charged with a time at bat, and now Orlando Hudson will step in. Oh, Hudson tonight had a base hit in his first at bat. Since then, he has gone 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts, a fly out to right, and a pop-up to the first baseman in foul territory. 1 for 5 in the game for Orlando. At second base, Joe Mauer, the go-ahead run in a 3-3 tie game. Here's the set now by Pena on the pitch. Inside, 1 ball.
Chirping right now at home plate. It's between Hudson, Brzezinski, and the home plate umpire. And AJ's asking the home plate umpire, Chris Guccione, about he's too deep in the batter's box. The chalk line is already gone, and that's usually gone even when Hudson leads off the ball game. He'll kick it out of there. So chirping, and boy, you got to talk about 2 guys like to chirp.
Yeah. It took a while for Hudson to dig in, but now he's ready. Here's Pena, and the 1 ball, no strike delivery, and that's the strike. The fastball is in, and 1-1.
Well, they both probably want to get the last word in, so it's going to take a while.
1 out, 1 on. Twins bat in the 11th with a go-ahead run at second, and Joe Mauer. Orlando Hudson batting, and a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Pena ready. He sets and delivers. And this is inside again. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looks like the Twins have John Roush and Jesse Crane warming up in the bullpen. At the moment, the Sox pen is quiet. This is the third inning for Tony Pena. He had retired 6 in a row before walking Maurer to open the 11th inning. Now a 2-1 to Orlando Hudson. Set by the right-hander in the pitch. Down low and in the dirt. A good stop by A.J. Down to his knees. He came up in a hurry. And a 3-1 count now with J.J. Hardy on deck. Pena working at a much slower pace here in the 11th inning with that base runner on. Here's the 3-1 delivery and a fly ball to center field. Well hit, backing off Rios. In front of the track, he makes the catch. Maurer will tag and move to third. And 2 outs. Boy, Rios, he went all the way back to the warning track and then went down into a crouch and made the catch. Quickly came out of the crouch and relayed the ball back into the infield.
And that's the farthest ball we've seen hit to the outfield.
Yes.
Rios likes to play a shallow center field. He got turned around a little bit, took his eye off the ball briefly. Boy, pretty good right there. Recovery play by Rios, and he went down with that ball, so he caught it right in front of his face. Maurer heads up. He was tagging up the whole way.
Yeah, 90% of the time you'll see that guy play it halfway. And Maurer wisely moved from second to third. Now, a wild pitch, a pass ball.
Get it to the shortstop.
Yeah, and there's an opportunity for Maurer to score that go-ahead run. Here's J.J. Hardy steps in looking for his second hit of the game. He had a base hit back to the first inning. He'll look at a strike, and it's 0-1. So the Twins 90 feet away from taking the lead. It's a tie at 3. Maurer is at third base with 2 away, and J.J. Hardy bats. He is 1 for 4 in tonight's game. He does have a walk. Pena ready, works from the belt, and the pitch. Fouled away, and quickly Hardy in the hole at 0-2.
Pena pretty good, John. I've liked him. I like Santos coming out of the bullpen. They got some guys that can hump it up there pretty good. Thornton is always good.
Yeah. Well, Pena trying to get the third out in the 11th. 2 strikes to J.J., and here's the pitch. Oh, he just missed with a fastball that was above the letters.
I just think that the home plate umpire, Guccione, was thinking that he was going to waste a pitch. He set up so far outside, and that ball came back over and got the inside corner.
And 2, he might have been looking for that fly ball that he struck out to Dyer on, and also he struck out Hardy on the last time Hardy batted.
May throw one to the backstop.
Yeah, here's the 2-strike delivery. Oh my, Guccione really squeezing Pena in the socks. That's ball 2, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and listen to this crowd. Well, they're just barking at umpire Guccione.
John knows, I mean, I'm pulling for the Twins.
Yeah. Oh, that's a strike.
Boy.
So Pena now to Hardy at a count of 2-2. Here's the set by Pena. And the 2-2 delivery and a ground ball deep short. Base hit. Through the hole and into left. Maurer scores and the Twins have the lead. Oh, boy, the Sox have a beef going now.
Well, A.J.'s barking at the home plate umpire, and he might have a real good beef going. But
J.J. Hardy comes through with the Twins' 10th hit of the game, scoring Maurer from third base, and the Twins have the lead at 4-3 here in the 11th. And now Justin Morneau to bat. Well, credit Joe Maurer with a wise base running play, moving from second to third on that fly out by Hudson, and then scoring easily on the base hit to left. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. Yeah, the fans are yelling, now you call it a strike. Hardy picks up his 3rd run batted into the year, and it's a big one as the Twins now lead it 4-3 in the pitch. Wide to 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, John Roush in the pen. He'll be coming on to try to save it for Brian Dunsing, and Roush will face Jones, Rios, and Vizquel. the 3 scheduled batters for the Sox in the bottom of the 11th inning. Off the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. Pena ready now on a 2-1 delivery to Justin Morneau. Here's the pitch. And a high drive pulled foul all the way to the upper deck down the right field line here at U.S. Cellular. Boy, straighten that one out, Justin, and the Twins will have a nice cushion to go to that bottom of the 11th inning. J.J. Hardy with a base hit that scored Mauer to give the Twins the lead. Now Morneau bats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pena delivers, and it's wide, and it's 3-2. Michael Kadire is due up next. 51 pitches now, and 2 2/3 innings of pitching for right-hander Tony Pena. Here's Pena on a 2-3-2 delivery now to Justin Morneau. The runner goes, and a foul back our way, and it will be still 3-2. Pena, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He was ready. Morneau steps out. Payoff pitch, Justin Morneau. Pena sets and delivers. And it's high ball 4. Second walk of the inning. And the Twins will have runners at first and second with 2 away. And Michael Kadire will bat against Tony Pena. Don Cooper's coming out. Hardy goes to second base. Morneau is at first base. Cooper with a slow walk to the mound.
Oh, yeah, he may wait for the home plate umpire to get out there, and I'm not sure if Cooper's going to stay in this ballgame or not, but he's, talking to his pitcher right now saying, we really shouldn't be in this spot. And here comes, and I think an umpire recognizes that.
Sure.
And he's going to say, okay, I'm going to come out here and take my medicine right now as he takes his mask off, climbs up on top of the pitcher's mound, and breaks it up. And Cooper, there goes Cooper barking at him.
Well, they're going after each other pretty good right now. And Cooper is really going after Guccione. They'll separate, and Cooper back to the dugout. Guccione back behind home plate.
Talking to the umpires, John, they're always instructed. If an umpire's arguing with you, and it's been going on for a while, they kind of have a tendency to walk them toward their dugout.
Yeah.
Just what he did there. He walked toward the dugout, and then he peeled off toward home plate and let Cooper just kind of finish his walk back to the dugout.
It's Pena to Kadire, and Michael takes a pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. You could just hear Cooper telling Pena, hey, this was not your fault.
Yes. He's going, you should already be in the dugout.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. Let's just get this last out.
Now Pena, as he works to the right-handed hitting Kadire, and he misses up high. And boy, you wonder how many more pitches Pena's got in that right arm.
Well, he's going to have to try to finish it off.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the bullpen warming up right now.
55 pitches from the right-hander, who is a setup man for the White Sox. Twins are leading here 4-3. They get a run in the top of the 11th on a base hit by J.J. Hardy, scoring Joe Mauer in the pitch. Kadire swings and lifts it high and deep to left field. This ball is going to be foul. Oh, boy, that was in the seats. But foul, and it will be 2 balls and 1 strike. Michael got all of that one, but he just hit it foul down the line. Kadire back to the dish, and Pena ready to pitch at 2 balls and 1 strike. Jason Kubel is due up next. Twins trying to add to their 1-run lead to pitch to Michael, swinging a foul. And the count 2-2 now to Michael Kadire. John Roush appears to be running in the Twins bullpen. Andy Pena about to make his 58th pitch of the relief appearance. He sets and delivers. And Kadire with a ground ball to short. Ramirez has it, fires to Beckham at second for the force on Morneau. And the Twins are out in the 11th inning. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. For the Twins in the 11th, they get a run on one hit. And they leave two. And we go to the home half of the 11th inning. The Twins are leading 4-3, and John Roush is going to come on to try to save it. You're listening to Twins Baseball. Third appearance of the year for John Roush. He'll replace Brian Dunsing, who goes 2 innings. Dunsing gave up 2 hits, no runs. Didn't walk anybody, and he did not strike out anybody. Roush worked in the Tuesday and Wednesday games at Anaheim and saved both of them. 5-3 win and a 4-2 win. In the Wednesday game, Roush worked an inning. He did give up 2 hits and a run, but he hung in there for the save. He's 2 for 2 in save opportunities. John Roush, a former White Sox. Pitched here for the Sox back in 2004, appearing in just 2 games. He also appeared in 8 games in 2002. And Roush to the leadoff batter, and a swing and a foul by Mark Kotze, who is pinch hitting. Kotze is batting for Andrew Jones. Kotze, a left-handed hitter. Alex Rios in the on-deck circle. Roush ready. Here is the delivery. Swinging a foul, and he's quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Roush will not overpower you. But boy, he sure does like to pitch first pitch strike. And he did just that to Kotze, and now he's ahead of him at 0-2. Kotze from the left side, and here's the 0-2 delivery. Oh, boy. Breaking pitch, it looked like it could have been strike 3, but Lucione's got that tight zone here late in the game. Mauer now catching for the Twins. Here's Roush's pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a 83-mile-an-hour slider, and that'll be out number 1. Kotze is retired. Twins are leading 4-3. And here's Alex Rios to bat. Rios steps in. He had a big double for the White Sox, driving in 2. Roush, first pitch, a strike. Right back, Rios swings and lines one for a base hit into center field. Sox get the tying run on with 1 away. And Omar Vizquel is the scheduled batter. 9 hits now for the White Sox. Boy, for the longest of time, through the first 5 innings, they had only 3 hits. Through the first 7 innings, they had only 5 hits. And a chance in the 10th, first and second with 1 away. Mark Kean banged into a double play. Bauer catches and Roush pitches. A new battery for the Twins here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Vizquel has not done much tonight. He's 0 for 5, 0 for 4, forced a runner, struck out, and 2 ground ball outs. Here is the first pitch to Vizquel, and a swing and a foul, and Rios was running.
Yeah, John Rios a couple of years ago led that Toronto ball club. 32 stolen bases, just caught 8 times, and then the next year just 19 stolen bases, and he missed like 45 games. And then when he came over here, with the White Sox, just 5 attempts. So that's part of his game, I think, that he needs to pick it up. And not sure if he wants to try it with Joe Mauer in the backstop right now.
Oh, that was my thought. Here's Roush now as he works 0-1 to Vizquel in the pitch. Blowing in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. In the 11th, the Twins are leading 4-3. Sox are batting with a runner on, and Vizquel batting with 1 out. Alexi Ramirez is on deck. Roush's pitch. There goes the runner. Throw to second. He's out. Oh, my. Hudson was waiting to put the tag on Rios. That wasn't even close. And that's the second out. And now the Sox are down to their last out. A caught steal, 2-4. Perfect throw from Mauer. Right on the money. He zipped that baby down there. And Hudson was waiting to put the tag on Rios. The pitch. Just off the outside corner, and it's 1 ball and 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Vizquel swinging at that pitch down. It was up and away, almost a pitch out. So maybe watching the monitor, it could have been a hit and run, and there he's forced to swing. But you got to find a way to put the ball in play.
Roush now, as the Sox are down to their last strike. There's a looping fly ball into right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Falls in front of Kadire. So the Sox are still alive, and Alexi Ramirez will bat. Vizquel has his first hit of the game. Boy, he just stuck his bat out.
Yeah. Breaking ball, John. He was just, tried to decelerate his swing and got wood on it, didn't stay up. In the outfield in that situation, they're going to back up. They don't want to get any doubles over their head. But with Vizquel, I don't think he's got the power to get it over your head. But Kadire thought about leaving his feet, but made the right decision, keep the ball in front of you.
Well, here's Ramirez. Ramirez batting in the number 8 spot. He has 2 hits in the game, including a double. And the first pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. And Ramirez turns around and barks at Guccione. He didn't think that pitch was a strike. Ramirez singled and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Popped out to the second baseman. Doubled past Punto at 3rd in the 3rd at bat. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut. And again, the Sox are down to their last out, last strike. Last at bat, Ramirez grounded out to the shortstop. Roush trying to nail down save number 3. Brzezinski would bat next if Ramirez gets on, and here's a high fly ball down the left field line, drifting to the seats and out of play. That would have been a very catchable ball for Delman Young had it been fair. And Ramirez will bat still on the count of 2 strikes. So the Sox with a pair of hits here in the 11th inning. They've tied the Twins in hits. Each team with 10 hits. Now the set by Roush and a pitch, and the line drive to center, and it is caught by Span, and the game is over. A sinking line drive into center field, and Denard Span racing in and reaching forward, diving for the ball and making the catch. Ramirez is out, and the Sox go down to defeat here tonight as they're down in the 11th inning. For the White Sox in the 11th, no runs on 2 hits, and they leave 1. And the final score here this evening, in 11 innings, the Twins have defeated the White Sox 4-3. Chris Atterbury standing by with an update on the download, the Twins post-game show. Chris, what's up? I appreciate you joining us here as the Twins win this one. And before we come to the totals, let's pause for station identification. You're listening to Minnesota Twins baseball. Well, happy totals for the Twins tonight as they win their 4th in a row. They're now 4-1. The White Sox fall to a mark of 1-3. And the Twins with their first extra inning game of the year, and they're now 1-0 in extra frames as they win this one by a final score of 4-3. Twins had 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 13 left. The White Sox, 3 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, and 8 left. Brian Dunsing gets a win. He's 1-0. The loss goes to Tony Pena, who is 0-1. And John Roush's save, he's 3 for 3 in saves and save opportunities. Roush gets the save here tonight. There were no home runs in the game. 21,416 watched. in a game that was played in 3 hours and 43 minutes. 3-4-3 was tonight's time of game. Kyle Hammer's been our game site engineer. For the Dazzle Man Dan Gladden, I'm John Gordon. Stay tuned. There's much more to come. Chris Atterbury with the Download the Twins postgame show. He'll have all sorts of features for you, scores of all the games, and bring you updated on some of the minor league activities for the Twins minor league clubs as they get their seasons underway. All coming your way on the Download the Twins postgame show. Now from U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, Illinois, the final score of tonight's game, the Twins 4 and the White Sox 3 in 11 innings. So long, everybody. You're listening to Minnesota Twins Baseball.